Um, Good morning and good afternoon. Um, Thank you for joining today. I would like to give a special welcome to our North and Latin American offices and our partners around the world. My name is Fernando Boulion, Regional Manager at Mitsui Plastics, and I'll be guiding you through the next maybe 35 minutes of this webinar. We are excited to create a space where business growth and positive environmental impact come together. Today, we'll be discussing a critical issue in the food industry, reducing the food waste in products such as cheese and cold cuts, and how resealable packaging can offer an effective solution. This topic is gaining increasing importance, not only for consumers who demand fresh and high quality products, but also for companies striving for sustainability and operational efficiency. Additionally, we are seeing a shift in investment capitals towards companies that demonstrate environmental responsibility. Through this webinar, we'll cover 25 slides to address the problem, explore a potential solution, and provide insight into consumer habits and preferences. Each slide will include a QR code that you can scan to submit questions, which we'll do our best to answer during the Q&A session at the end. By the conclusion of this webinar, our goal is to equip you with actionable insights that can help you grow your business while enhancing consumer satisfaction and loyalty. Without further ado, let's begin. Matthew, can you please share the poll? So we would like to invite you to share your opinion on how much food is wasted worldwide through all the stages in the value chain. We will give you 1 minute just to have your perspective. So about half of the attendees thinks that more than 40% of the food is wasted. So let's see about the numbers. According to the United Nations, over 700 million people worldwide suffer from hunger. Yet 1/3 of all food produced is wasted. In 2022 alone, an estimated 1 billion tons of food were wasted across household, food services, and retail, equating approximately 132 kilograms per person. Food production is responsible for 26% of the global carbon footprint for humans' activities. Alarmingly, more than 8% of these footprints seems to be food waste, double the greenhouse gas emissions generated by plastics. The implications go beyond carbon emissions. Food waste also squanders vital water and energy resources. This level of waste and environmental impact is untenable, especially in a world where so many people are facing food insecurity. When it comes to perishable products like cheese and deli meat, most of the waste occurs after the product has reached the consumer's home. This raises a crucial question. How can we, as industry, address and mitigate this issue effectively? Packaging plays a critical role in food preservation. It serves as our brand's ambassador on the shelf and has a profound impact on the user experience. Effective packaging not only safeguards the product during transport and storage, but also essential for extending its shelf life. Companies continuously strive to provide consumers with products that are fresh, visually appealing, and have an extended shelf life. However, the real challenge often arises during consumption. While many of you are already familiar with this concept, I like to emphasize a few key factors that are crucial to consider. Exposure to air and oxygen, this can alter taste and color, also leading to the oxidation of fats in deli meats and cheeses, potentially reducing in rancidity. Microbial growth and cross-contamination, this can occur during handling, posing significant food safety risks. Moisture loss that can impact negatively in the texture and sensory quality, and exposure to light, especially ultraviolet rays, which can degrade lipids and proteins, leading to undesirable changes in the color and taste. So to summarize the key points we discussed, first, we aim to reduce food waste, which predominantly occurs during consumption. And second, we seek to enhance the consumer experience. One effective solution to address both objectives is the use of resealable packaging. Now, resealable packaging allows consumers to open and close the package multiple times without compromising the freshness of the contents. This type of packaging is particularly valuable for products like cheese and deli meat, especially when sold in slices, where consumption is often gradual. Beyond the practicality, resealable packages significantly enhance the user experience, leading to higher customer satisfaction. One of the key benefits of resealable packaging is its ability to extend shelf life of products after they've been opened. This greatly reduces the risk of waste, allowing consumers to enjoy the product longer without compromising its quality. The advantage is not only minimize waste for the consumers, but also foster greatly loyalty to the brand that provide this added value. Convenience is another crucial advantage. Consumers highly appreciate the ease of using resealable packaging, particularly for products that aren't consumed all at once. By reducing waste, resealable packaging not only saves consumers money, but also promotes more responsible consumption behavior. Reducing food waste directly contributes to environmental sustainability. Less waste means less material ending up in landfills and reduced demand for resources to produce new food. This creates a win-win situation for both the planet and the companies aiming to lower their carbon footprint. In a market where consumers increasingly prioritize sustainable practices, this also translates into added value for brands. A common concern when adopting new innovations is to understanding how they will impact consumers' perception and behavior, particularly regarding purchase decisions and price sensitivity. To address this, we ask Quinto Elemento to conduct a quantitative study with consumers across various countries. The goal was to gauge how consumers value resealable packaging and how it influences their purchasing decisions. Uh, so Quinto Elemento, sorry, I started the next slide. Quinto Elemento is an agency that it's aimed to understand the consumer's habits, behaviors, and internal motivations, and to translate this knowledge into strategy for brands providing services to the main companies. Today we are joined by Elena Peiros and Jose Agreste. Elena has a degree in social psychology. She's founder partner of La Punta del Ovillo, and in 2019 she co-founded the Quinto Elemento. In addition, she has 18 years of work at Ipsos, and um, she's a trainer teacher for entrepreneurs and market research professionals at IAE and USEMA. Jose holds a degrees in economics and executive program of Virginia University. He has 20 years in the market research and media company. He was responsible for the research for the Southern Corn in companies such as BAT and Unilever. In Laura, she will be presenting today in English. She's part of the team, and she will share the result with us. Laura.
Hello,
Please.
thank you, Fernando. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Well, we are going to share this space. We are really glad to share this space with you. And the idea of this study is to learn about the consumer's view, behavior, and habits regarding the consumption of sliced cheese and deli meats and the impact it has on food waste. We would like to enforce the fact that this is a very broad and profound study with a robust sample. It's not very common to carry out a study in 9 countries. So we surveyed in 9 countries that were divided in 3 regions. We have Latin America, that is made up of Argentina, Chile, Brazil, Colombia, and Mexico. Then we had Canada and the United States. And finally, we had Europe that was represented by Spain and France. We aim this study at men and women. There is a broad range of age. As you can see, we cope from 18 to 65 years old. These people were all consumers and buyers of deli meats and cheeses that were purchased either slices or by weight at the counter. As I was saying, it's a broad study. It has many parts, which enables many different readings. But in this opportunity, we are going to present a summary focused on the most relevant numbers. As next slide, as we first would like to show you the consumer's habits regarding the purchase occasion. That would be the next slide. And there, you can see here half of the sample tends to buy by weight and the other half buys pre-packed products. We can see that in Latin America, buying by weight shows a higher number, and this can be related to the fact that in Latin America, the purchase of sliced products is closely related to the cultural habits and customs of people. Then we ask about the time. That would be the next slide. The consumers take to consume the sliced cheese and deli meats. On average, they mention that they take 4 days to consume it all. And here we can see that there is no significant difference among the region, except for in United States and Canada, where the number shows a little bit higher. Then we wanted to know the idea that would be the next slide, the idea consumers have on the time these products take to spoil. We can see there is a similar situation in the different regions. They all share the perception that sliced cheese and deli meats last no longer than 5 days in the refrigerator once they were opened. And we are focusing, we have to be aware that we were working here on perceptions. This was a self-administered survey where consumers answer this question spontaneously. So we wanted to understand the perception of this. Next slide. We then asked them about the sliced product and if they had any problem with this product. And when surveyed, I aimed at the same idea of keeping the product fresh. 30% of the respondents mentioned they have had some kind of problem with the product once it was opened in the refrigerator. And there was no difference in the region. This is very interesting, and we can see that throughout the region it's the same, because consumers have more or less the same perception. So regarding the problem itself, they mention having trouble in preserving the product properly when it was opened, and the loss of freshness of that product. So we learn that consumer today has a problem to be solved here. And we find therefore an opportunity to offer an alternative that would stand out among the other proposals available in the market, because there is some space for developing a product that will keep this freshness in the products we were analyzing. Then, what happens with the leftover slides product, which is the consumer habit regarding this? As you can see here, throughout the region, we see that almost 40% of the sample says that once open, they store the product back in the same packaging. There is an interesting 20% that mention that apart from this packaging, they attach some kind of accessory. It could be a rubber band, or they put it in another bag, in the attempt to extend that product freshness for a longer period of time. Then there is another 27% on average that will store the product in the famous Tupper container. At least this is well known in Latin America. We see that in the different regions there appears this Tupper container as a resource consumers use in order to extend the product freshness. Again, we understand here there is a problem to be solved, so it's an opportunity to work on. How often do consumers, how often do these consumers throw this, I lost it. How often, the question was, how often do you find products that have to be thrown away, no? When they were in the refrigerator? Aligned with what we have been seeing, the containers available today are rather poor in order to keep this freshness. So there is here 30%, that says 3 out of 10 consumers acknowledge that they are producing 30% of waste on average. Yes, the average would be 34, and there would be this 30% thinking that, okay, there is a food waste produced. This number reaches up to 40% in Canada and United States. And this is related to what you have, Paul, at the beginning, that you were saying that when you ask about the percentage of food waste that you believe that is produced, we have the same percentage among consumers. Then Uh, so we also asked what was the consumer's perception regarding the food waste in the world. And this shows the same idea. The perception consumers have on the percentage of food waste is the same as they have it personally, let's say. It's a broadly known problem. It's quite interesting. And that could be considered as part of a social responsibility consumers and companies have regarding this. Finally, in this section, uh, we ask about the consumer habits regarding the disposal of the packaging. And we would like here to call the attention on the detail that we find that consumers, both either from developing or developed countries, do not have a clear idea on how containers should be thrown away. So here again, we have find a space open to some learning that would be aimed at generating some kind of commitment and responsibility towards this food waste that we want to reduce. You have that 4 out of 10 people do not recycle the packaging. And this number is even higher in Latin America and United States and Canada. Now, we went to this, we have been considering the general matters regarding the consumer's behavior. So if we were to make a summary on what we have been reading, we will say that consumers take 4 days to consume the product once open. They feel and perceive that once open, the product in the refrigerator takes no longer than 5 days to spoil. And they believe that they produce around 30% and 40% of food waste that is aligned to what they believe happens in the world. So in the interview, we presented the respondent concept that says this. Says this. Did you know that once the packaging is open, the expiration date quickly decreases? Has it ever happened to you that you had to throw food away because it had spoiled before you finished consuming it? Did you know that food waste is one of the main reasons for global contamination? Not all packaging can help you increase the shelf life of groceries. That is why we want to introduce the new reclosable packaging, which will help you save and protect the environment because it would prevent food wasting, this being the reason that affected the most. The new reclosable packaging maintains the product better because once you close it again, it reduces the possibility of exposure to the oxygen, water, and smells, which are the main cause of fungus, rust, and spoilage. A better packaging, zero waste, more shelf life. So when we presented this concept and we asked respondents to rate in a 1 to 10 scale, and the concept was well rated. It received high scores, being the 8 the average. There was a highest concentration between 8 and 9. And we can also see that there were almost no scores below 5. And remember that 5 in this scale is neither bad nor good. So it is really good. It was really good accepted. But then we wanted to test, let's say, the credibility, because sometimes a concept is very interesting, it's attractive, it's well accepted, but it is not so credible. But in this case, this concept received high scores and also is credible. In a 5-rank scale, it gave an average of 5.40, 9 of credibility, And this one was seen throughout the region. So it's really, it matches both things. It is credible and it is well accepted. But what happened regarding the willingness to pay? Because another aspect quite relevant um, is uh, is this, because when you present a new product, sometimes and the pocket is involved, there is another kind of opinion. We can see that 7 out of 10 are willing to pay more for this reclosable packaging, even in Latin America, where you know that due to experience or the repeatedly economic crisis we have been dealing with, um, what we frequently see is that the concept is accepted, but when you have to pay more, the benefit does not compensate that necessity. But in this case, we can see that 7 out of 10 is willing to pay more, and even in Latin America. Then we ask one last aspect, and we wanted to know how much this packaging could affect the purchase decision. And we got that 8 out of 10 would be encouraged by this new packaging to acquire the product, because they think that this additional benefit will allow them to, to, allow them to perceive this idea of less food waste, uh, freshness that they wanted to improve. Well, that was almost, yes, all the information. So with all this information, we wanted to um, have some conclusions regarding everything that we have been presenting so far. And we said that the consumption of cheeses and deli meats is divided between those who buy packaged products, more in the USA, Canada, and Europe, and those who buy by weight, that is more present in Latin America. On average, it takes 4 days to consume the cheeses and deli meats, and they believe that these products spoil after an average of 5 days. Half of the respondents store the products in the same package once open, and 3 out of 10 frequently discard cheeses and deli meats that are spoiled. Um, Upon seeing the new packaging, they give it a very positive assessment. 3 out of 4 are willing to pay extra for this new packaging. There is question that I think I missed it because I have not mentioned, but when we ask how much they were willing to pay, I don't know if I missed that slide. If they, when we ask how much they were willing to pay above the common price, they said that they were willing to pay 8% more for that new package. And the vast majority understand that the new packaging will influence the purchasing decision. So I think we have an opportunity here to develop a product interesting in the aim of uh, reducing food waste. So
Thank you, Laura.
thank you.
Um, the conclusions from the study are really strong. Consumers are not only aware of the issue of food waste, but also find it deeply concerning. Furthermore, they recognize that the review packaging solutions offers a credible mean to address this problem, with many indicating that they will be willing to pay an average premium of 8% for such innovation. And with these insights in mind, we pose a critical question. What is truly happening at the point of sale? To explore this, we ask our Mitsui teams across various countries to conduct a retail survey. This survey, though not exhaustive, Examine different type of packagings available for cheese and cold cuts. We gathered data on pricing, shelf placement, market share, and the brands that were neighbor these type of products. And the analysis allow us to identify a range of strategies that vary by region and brand. However, one consistent finding across all observations is that some companies have already recognized an opportunity in optimizing their sales price per weight, so increasing their profitability. In closing, let's recap the key points of our discussion today. First, food waste remains a significant challenge, particularly in perishable products like cheese and deli meats. Second, resealable packaging presents an effective solution to reduce waste while enhancing the consumer experience. Moreover, the benefit of resealable packaging extend beyond the product itself, offering value to business, consumers, and the environment alike. At Mitsui Plastics, we have the resources and expertise to support brand owners in every aspect of implementing resealable packaging, from design through the production. We collaborate closely with the entire value chain to develop customized packaging solution, offering a complete package in partnership with our trust collaborators. Additionally, we can provide samples, prototypes, and even packaging equipment as needed. We are ready to guide you through each stage of this process, ensuring products not only stand out in the market, but also exceed consumers' expectations. Please do not hesitate to reach us so we can tailor our solution to your specific needs and help you implement this innovation successfully. Now we have really not that much time, but we have some questions. All right. One question say, how is this adhesive addition mechanism to provide this resealable property? It is suitable for extrusion coating and co-extrusion. Ideally, is using blown film technology. The product can be then combined with PE and PP and PET. Cast is also possible. Okay, we have another question here. How many times can this type of packaging can be resealed? Depending on the product contained and the shape of the pack and the material of the film and other factors, the package can typically be resealed around 10 times. The material will continue to seal, but it will gradually lose its tack. We really run out of time, and we will try to respond the remaining question by email in the coming days. Thank you very much for joining us today.